The festival business is hard. Old punks and bucket lists, and Sinclair discovers MTV. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by a punishing amount of bands in town scrolling, and brought to you by No Disc, helping music, technology, and finance companies navigate the music industry in partnership with Digital Music News. It's July 31st, 2025. I'm Lars Murray. It's Touring Thursday, but before we hit the road, some changes over at Warner Brothers this week. Warner GM Mike Chester shook up the marketing and streaming teams, undoubtedly connected to overall Warner cost-cutting and ongoing reorg initiatives at Warner Music in general. Nonetheless, the timing seems a little odd, given that Warner Brothers has been on a pretty good streak over the past 18 months or so, after a long, cold period. Just goes to show that it takes extraordinary amounts of hit armor to achieve job security these days. The new team will be headed by EVP and head of digital marketing, Dalia Ganz. Congrats to old friend Jesse Ervin for adding an S to his VP title. Old friend Josh Remsberg is now a free agent coming off some pretty successful campaigns, so he should land well. Good luck, Josh. Gather, children, and I'll tell you the tale of the days of music industry past when a new TV channel emerged, a channel devoted entirely to playing music videos, a channel rolled out in various markets across the U.S., from tiny rural outposts to music capitals, but not everywhere. If you think I'm talking about MTV, you would be right, and it was 44 years ago this week that happened. And Sinclair Broadcasting, a company well known for wanting to turn back the clock and make America great again, seems to have discovered MTV 44 years later. Sinclair announced yesterday that it had rolled out ROXi, that's R-O-X lowercase I. That's for interactive. ROXi is a fully interactive music video channel distributed by some sorcery across the airwaves. It's a subscription-free channel, and you can control it through, get this, that advanced interface known as the TV remote. ROXi has launched with the full support and licensing of all of the majors in Merlin because, why not? Nothing to lose for them. Hopefully they got hefty minimum guarantees from Sinclair. I can't quibble with the theory of interactive broadcast over the air for free. It's a small d democratic advance coming ironically from a large R Republican company. In fact, it sounds downright socialist. But the larger question is, have these guys heard of YouTube? I mean, yeah, YouTube does require an internet connection, and we all know how rare those are. But really, does anybody need this? What really differentiates this thing? I mean, it's unlikely the labels are going to bend over backwards to give ROXi exclusives to reach benighted music fans in Fresno and Wichita who might not know of this YouTube thing. One thing is for sure, ROXi will not be launching with a Moon Man mascot. After all, that would require Sinclair to acknowledge that we landed on the moon in the first place. On a more contemporary note, whipsawing into the present, Billboard rolled out its first K-pop report detailing the behaviors and preferences of K-pop Nation in the United States. I won't spoil the takeaways for good friend Glenn Peoples, who wrote it, except to say that the hordes of K-pop fans who enable their favorite bands to sell out arenas and stadiums nationwide are just the tip of the iceberg, accounting for less than half of K-pop fans in the U.S. The full report is at Billboard. And by the way, guys, still here if you want to do a K-pop daily podcast. All right, let's hit the road. We've said it before and we'll say it again. The festival business is hard, and the latest casualty is Connecticut's Soundside Festival, which was abruptly canceled last Friday. The Killers and Weezer were supposed to have been the headliners. The organizers cited circumstances, quote, beyond their control, which maybe isn't that surprising given that Southside was supposed to happen in Bridgeport, Connecticut, which pretty much defines beyond anybody's control. With that said, southwestern Connecticut certainly does not lack for high net worth individuals, but maybe those folks would rather hop on a plane, commercial or private, for their festival jollies. And if the festival business is hard in Connecticut, it's extra hard in the UK, where last year alone, nearly 150 festivals closed up shop, which is more festivals than I even knew existed in the UK. Maybe some of those Connecticut high net worth individuals will want to jump on a plane, commercial or private, over to the UK and spend their Soundside refunds on the Seed Sounds Weekender. It's a multi-city event planned for September 26th through 28th in London, Birmingham, and Manchester and Edinburgh, and just about every other city in Great Britain, with over 2,000 performances from local artists. Say what you will about Matty Healy from the 1975, actually, maybe don't, But to his credit, Matty has become the face of the festival, which is designed specifically to benefit local venues in the UK. The Seed Sounds Weekender Festival is powered by the UK booking platform GigPig, which helps local venues book shows. This is a good idea. Maybe somebody should try this in the USA. Big ups to Matty Healy for doing the right thing, and to Kit Muir-Rogers of GigPig for both doing a good thing and marketing to his customer base. Sophie Williams has the coverage over in Billboard, along with a link to all of the listed shows. And by the way, did I say it was free? Might just be worth the cost of a plane ticket. The other big news in touring this week is that Beyonce grossed over $100 million in June alone, bringing her total tally for the Cowboy Carter tour to over $400 million. Coverage over in Billboard. Every week we discuss the artists dominating their markets, a few artists who might be punching above their weight, and a few, you might be surprised, still have tickets available in the U.S. music capitals, New York, L.A., and Nashville. We call it the Who Sells Out, and it's powered by Seated. Thousands of artists use Seated to gain fan insights and sell more tickets. Well, it's a week of old punks and bucket list shows. In NYC, King Gizzard still has tickets available Friday and Saturday at Forest Hills Ticket Stadium, or you can join the Familia with Gogol Bordello Saturday free at the Prospect Park Bandshell. But a lot of the action this week is in the burbs. For the old punks, Milo goes to Montclair. The Descendants are playing the Wellmont on Saturday. Plenty of tickets available for that. And Hypen, one of those K-pop acts mentioned in the Billboard report, brings their Walk the Line World Tour to the UBS Arena out at Belmont Park on Wednesday. Still some tickets available for that. As for the bucket list show in the burbs this week, it's Outlaw Fest tomorrow at Jones Beach, featuring Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Wilco, Lucinda Williams, and Waylon Payne. See you there. In LA, Lady Gaga's Mayhem Ball Tour is sold out both nights at the Kia Forum, Friday and Saturday. The old punk show in the LA burbs is, if you are down in the OC on Sunday, X, Los Lobos, and Ozamatli. They still have some tickets in the cheap seats available at the Pacific Amphitheater down at the Orange County Fairground. And there's a good opportunity to cross Smokey Robinson off your bucket list Saturday at the Greek. Still tickets available for that. In Nashville, where nothing ever sells out, Volbeat's Greatest of All tours worldwide with special guest Hailstorm is Saturday at the First Bank Amphitheater in Franklin. Still tickets available for that. Ryan Adams is an old punk of sorts. Plenty of seats available for his show Saturday night at the Ryman. Ouch. And the bucket list entry for Nashville this week is the Happy Together tour, featuring hit makers of the 60s, the Turtles, Jay and the Americans, and Little Anthony. Also at the Ryman, and just about as sold out as Ryan Adams. Double ouch. And that's another Touring Thursday. Support for the Unlimited Supply podcast is provided by Music Services, a division of CSAC Music Group. Music Services is pioneering technology, licensing, and administration solutions to meet the growing needs of record labels and music publishers worldwide. For more info, visit musicservices.com. And by ROXi, if you're a label, distributor, or publisher and you want to take advantage of other people's money and other people's technology to provide advances, let's talk. You know where to find me. ROXi offers the best rates and terms in the space and is mission-driven to give artists the independence they need. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button wherever you get your pods. Drop us a rating and or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, and tell a friend or three. Links are in the show notes, but you can hit me up at unlimitedsupplypod.com, on LinkedIn, or at lars@nodisk.com to make suggestions, to feed us tips, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict usually means no interest.